La la la. Oh, okay. Theoretically, sound is working. Hello, friends. Come on, you. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see. What do I need? Oh, there was my snow. I do need a tiny bit of water, though. Hello, Hopi. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ooh. Close the door a little bit. Let the heat build up in here. It is heckin' windy, friends. Oh, all right. We are gonna clean our workspace. Da, 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 da. There we go. All nice and shiny and tidy. There we go. Nice and clean. Let's move the heater a little bit further away because directly on my ankle it's going to get a little toasty. I really truly wish to heck I knew where I put my clay conditioner pasta machine because that would make things a whole heck of a lot easier. Man. When you clean and you reorganize and then suddenly you can't remember where the heck you put anything. Ain't that always the way? Alright. Tis what it is. We will work with what we got. Ooh. Need to clean and oil some of my tools, wax some of my tools, clearly. Bum 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 bum. Do I have a clay roller to at least? No, of course not. That'd make life too easy. Oh, Oh, that's not what you're intended for. I have a tool that's intended for mixing watercolors, like grinding pigments. And while I probably could use that, at that point, I gotta worry about, oh, that'd be cute for you. At that point, I've gotta worry about getting clay ground into the edges. That's not something we want to do. So we're gonna use this tool, use this area to try and sorta mix the colors that I'm looking for. Hello, Wilder. Hey, sweet boy. Hello, baby. Sweet puppy. I got both of the puppers in the room with me now. Hi. Hello. I just took you out, sir. You were just outside. I swear this little man would be outdoors 24/7 if we let him. Especially this time of year, huh? You like going out when it's cold. No snow yet, buddy. Ugh, no. Hold on, sorry. Ick. Off. Thank you. Alright, evidently we are going music free today. One of these days I will sit down and I will slug through YouTube or somewhere else and find copyright free music without the freaking ads. I just find them obnoxious, you know. It's like, man, it's bad enough that we hear them and see them other places. I would like my stream to just be someplace kind of quiet and chill and relaxing. And commercials is not relaxing for me. So I mean, you can leave, sir. You are more than welcome to peace out. No, no. Look at you. Look at that face. Look at that face, huh? Can we sit? Why are you so cute? No, no, don't stand on me. Down. Down, sir. Yeah, down, sir. This. This is the face that is staring at me. This is the noodle boy. The sweet, ridiculous Derpicus. Alright, that should be enough for the color I want. Alright, I'm gonna close this door a little bit so the heat can build up, y'all. Keep nudging the door open. Sit. I have some very persistent doggos who are like, but mom, we want to go outside again. And again and again and again. Chase the squirrels, attempt to catch birds. It's like, my dude, you are never catching the teeny tiny little sparrows in our yard. They move ridiculously quick. You fast, my dude. You not that fast. Let's see if this gets me the color I'm looking for. It's always a little bit of a guessing game with polymer clay. Man, I desperately need to get that. I got recently a rolling pin specifically for clay, both polymer and ceramic. And I really need to bring it downstairs so it's in my workspace. Because it doesn't do me a whole heck of a lot of good. If it's not where I'm working. What is it? Oh, it's that. Okay. Better. So when I don't have my clay roller, the second easiest way to mix colors is just the noodle method, which is roll out noodles, twist them together, fold them in half, roll them again, lather, rinse, repeat. This is going to be too dark for what I want. No, well, maybe. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, all right. I think that's starting to look kind of gingerbready. So there's a little bit for our egg. Reconnected. Yay! Let's hope we stay connected. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Hmm. Interesting. I'm wondering if I inadvertently grabbed some cosplay. I got something super crumbly in here. What the heck is this? Hmm. Nope, don't know what it is. So we're gonna just gather it up and grab another little blob of white clay. I'm sure there are things more annoying than being halfway through a sculpture or most of the way through a sculpture and then having pieces crack or break. Or worse, baking them and having them crumble and fall apart. But that is one of my top 10, so we're gonna avoid that. That's what we're gonna do. Are you glow clay or translucent? Luminescent. That is translucent. We don't want that. Or not translucent, that is glow clay. We don't want glow clay, we want translucent clay. Just a little bit. Because that'll soften the white clay and also make it look a little bit more like frosting, which is the goal here. Do do do. Da, 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 da. Ooh, as I hear my joints go crackle crack. Actually, I'm not just gonna swirl this one. I am going to do. Meh. What color eyes do we want for this little bebe? Ooh, that would be great if I could find another one like it. Do I have another one in here? That would be amazing. Yay! Okay, that one is centered. This one? Totally not, but maybe that's okay. Hmm. Okay, this'll work. All right. Say. Too small. So do. Difference. Da, 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 da. I have a. I hesitate to call it a tree. I mean, it's more than a sapling, but a mulberry. It wants to be a mulberry tree in the yard, and it grew from seeds pooed out by birds who ate the mulberry berries. Um, and they have kind of built their own little hangout because now there's a small flock of them, just the little like small chubby nugget birds, the titmice and the sparrows, and they are just chilling out in that tree. Hello, beautiful. Hopefully sound is coming through. Hello, hello. Brilliant. Been having some issues with sound lately, so I can never quite 100% tell until someone's in chat and chatting back. There's gotta be a better way to do sound checks. So I am doing one of the last couple of um, worms for the winter mystery boxes. And I say mystery boxes, but like most of them have been sculpted on stream. So if people were tuning in, they would have a general idea of what is being created. But I am doing winter themed, so holiday and or just kind of wintry stuff. Like we have a green man. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it, pretty much. Um, I did a snow snarler that's done in the style of Green Man, only it's a female, so it's a green lady. Um, like a white winter stag rainbow who is utterly fabulous. And bet you can guess what theme I'm going with for this one. So, which is hilariously ironic because I don't think I have even once ever made actual gingerbread. Yeah, yeah, never made gingerbread cookies. We've bought like the gingerbread house panels and the kiddos put them together. But we've never made gingerbread from scratch. Probably should at some point. Hello, Hopi. Hi. Those big sad eyes. Hello, baby. Those gigantic radar dish ears, my goodness. Oh, you don't say. Hi. Hi. I can't rub your tummy, baby. Mom was working. I'm sculpting. But Mom. Yeah, that's kind of the impression that I've gotten of it. Like it's neat, it's cute looking, but hey, leave those alone. Those are not chew toys. Worm bodies. And she's like, "Oh, this for me? No, it's not for you. It is not for you, lump." Um, I've never been super into it, to be honest. Like it looks really pretty. It's super fun to make and decorate, but taste-wise, it's just kind of like, yeah, okay. At least for me. Some people like it, and that's cool for them. I am not as into gingerbread taste-wise. It's weird because I like ginger snaps. Hello, Wilder. I have said puppy head resting on my thigh, giving me the most pathetic look. You guys were just out. Lie down. Go lie down. Yeah, there you go. I am getting two sets of pathetic puppy dog eyes. Just, mother, mother, we are receiving no love, no attention, no nothing. Meanwhile, they're two of the most spoiled babies ever. That's all right. They're good babies. Most of the time. We decided to try a 2.5 foot tall, 6 foot long baby gate for the Christmas tree this year in an attempt to keep hope away from the lights. So we'll see how that works. I'm hoping it's high enough that she decides it's not worth it and it's not that interesting. Because last year she ate half a string of lights on the bottom of the tree, and we were gonna do just the upper, like half of the tree and lights this year, but the kid was not a fan of that. They're like, no, the tree looks like it's not wearing any pants, it looks naked. So the baby gate was the compromise. So now our tree has this fabulous, and the kid chose the color of the baby gate because apparently they came in all different colors. And so it's pink. So we now have a pink baby gate set up around the Christmas tree to avoid Derpy Puppy from eating the Christmas lights. I need to actually sit down and throw a few pink ornaments on the tree and it matches. Yeah, there you go. Well, it's interesting because tree is set up, the lights are primed, but we made the decision this year that we're not putting any store-bought ornaments on the tree. So between now and Christmas, it is going to be a geek tree. We have to make all of our ridiculous geeky fandom ornaments and put them on the tree. So it's only handmade stuff this year, only homemade ornaments that we have made ourselves. So I feel like that'll be kind of fun. Yeah, I wanted to try something. Well, the kid had a few ideas for fandom related stuff, and I was like, those don't exist yet. You could make them. And then it became a, you know what? Let's make them all. So I'm looking forward to seeing the progress over the next few weeks and getting a picture like on Christmas Day of, here's where we are. This is the tree. I suspect it's going to be a lot of Roblox and Minecraft, and if Clint has his way, Star Wars. It'll be interesting. Oh no. Oh no, the Blue Jays have found me. They're in the tree outside the window. They're like, hey, we recognize your face. You're the lady with the peanuts. Yes, dear friends, but not at the moment. You will have to wait until I am done streaming. The Blue Jay gang who's like, I know you. Yeah, I mean, that was my thought. It's, oh, well, these are going to be special. These are going to be ornaments that, we look back at years from now. Plus, it'll be kind of a timeline for the kid. Hey, these were my interests when I was this age, and now I like this stuff, or I still like this stuff. This is how long I've been, you know, totally into this fandom or this game or this series. And I think that'll be nice. They're old enough that, they are able to pick their own crafts, do crafting on their own. They want to sew some ornaments, make like little mini plushies. It's like, yeah, of course, you've got the materials. If you don't, you can ask me. I almost certainly do. You've got access to a sewing machine. You can hand sew if you want. Yeah, it's nice. You have kind of that little kiddo timeline of their evolution as they grow. let me actually do the mouth first because it's going to be messing with the brown clay, and I really kind of want to be done with that once I start doing the white markings so that I don't muddy them up and get them smudged. I like the look of white clay, especially on a darker color, but there are definitely some challenges in trying to not get the colors all kind of mixed up and murky looking. I feel like I ought to print out some of the artwork they've been doing and make those into some ornaments too. They're over 300 days on their YouTube channel where they've been posting a speed drawing or meme or something every single day. They wanted to try doing it for a year. They are over 300 days at this point. I can't even imagine. It's like, holy crap, you stuck with it. That's fantastic. Oh, so do your kiddos have a favorite part of the holiday season as far as like family traditions? Decorating or particular cookies you make or anything? Ooh, man, homemade cinnamon rolls are just so friggin' good. He actually had one of the kids, we were asking the kids for teen night, what do you want to do for our um end of the year session, which is not this Friday, but next Friday will be the last teen night of the year. And pretty much universally he got cinnamon rolls, make the cinnamon rolls again. So he'll make like little mini ones, cut the cinnamon rolls in half effectively so that they're little, not quite bite sized, but a couple of bites. And the first time he made them, the kids all went bonkers. They are super tasty. Is it a gluten thing? I'm seeing more and more of that as far as, hello, cat hair. Yeah, some of the gluten-free stuff is pretty decent, but a lot of it is just, I don't know. I feel like there's a texture thing. Although I learned fairly recently, and it's not gluten-free, but we've got some vegetarian folks in our Pride group. I have learned that you can take the boxed cake mixes and effectively pour a can of soda or seltzer or anything into them and bake them up like normal, and they become a more veggie friendly version because you're not using eggs or milk. And holy crap, did a vanilla cake mix with orange creamsicle seltzer. Oh, it was really good. Like really good. I didn't expect it to be. But they were quite tasty, and my kitchen smelled freaking amazing while they were cooking. We did cupcakes, but I have done boxed cake cookies before, although not with the soda. Although now I'm starting to think, hey, I should try that because I imagine it would be pretty much the same thing. Um, just with less of the soda or seltzer, maybe like less liquid. Make it more like a cookie batter. Also done red velvet cake with Dr. Pepper. The kid was a huge fan of that. They love both Dr. Pepper and red velvet cake, so that one was definitely a win. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. And yes, they're like pillowy cookies. They're really good. I tend to agree. Do, do, do. All right, so there's our base face. No. Now I get to get creative with the swirly swirls. Aw. Well, it's lovely to see you. I wish we would get some frickin' snow. The past 2 times that they were like, oh, nor'easter, nor'easter. We're close enough to the shoreline now that we primarily get rain and slush. We don't get, like, we got little tiny flurries for about 5 seconds last time. Not enough for it to build up to anything. And then it just stopped. Ah, puppies. I love you. Put your hair on my work surface. Okay, okay. All right. I will be right back in just half a sec. I have two very insistent puppies that are telling me they need to go potty, so be right back. There we go. Puppies have pottied, and they have been given their chewies, so hopefully that'll keep them busy for, 5 minutes. I'd love it if it were longer, but realistically speaking. All right, cute, happy bunny. Let's see if I can pull up, because I could just do swirls, but ugh. Traditional gingerbread patterns. AI, AI, AI. I truly miss when you could Google something online and get legitimate image results. There we go. I see you. Instead of AI garbage. But what are you gonna do? I expect once Clint is officially on winter break, there will be a cookie making extravaganza. Let's see what we're gonna make this year. Chocolate chip is just kind of a given, but I mean, he's got the New England mentality, honestly. I went to the grocery store last night for one thing really quick, and they're talking about snow tonight and Saturday, I think, by us. Now, it's probably just going to be flurries, just like the last few times. And even if it isn't, okay, well, if you buy a month's worth of food, uh, I guess you could put it outside in a cooler to keep it good, because if you lose power, oh, Domino's, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, pizza is definitely a comfort food. Although I have to confess, I've gotten spoiled. The pizza place by us that used to be amazing, um, I don't know if it's new management or what, but the quality has just kind of gone. Um, and I got food poisoning the last two times we've eaten there, so I don't go there anymore. So we don't order from them. And there's not really any great pizza places by us, so last couple times I'll just get pizza dough at the grocery store and I'll make it from scratch because we have a pizza stone that was a Christmas gift from, oh, I think my mother-in-law a couple of years back. I use it for bread too. Um, but I have discovered that making fresh pizza, especially like with chunks of fresh mozzarella, oh, so freaking good. And so I have become spoiled by that instead of, oh, I'll have to check that out. I wish the kid ate pizza because there's so many different varieties you could do with them with toppings. It's like, you like bread. How do you not like pizza? Crunch, crunch. I hear Wilder. Hope ran into the other bedroom and is huddled over her Chewy, hoarding it. Oh, oh, hello. Leave him alone. You already ate yours. Hello, baby girl. She hoovers hers down in like 2 seconds and then gives him sad eyes. And it's like, no, just because he chooses to eat his at a slightly slower pace does not mean you get to eat his too. Hi. Oh, you're a pooper. Hey, look at me. Opie, you gonna... Big sad eyes. Brother, you don't really want to eat your whole Chewy, right? Yeah, hope springs eternal. She's very sweet. I wish she were trustworthy with the cats, but she's very sweet. She has absolutely no concept of her size and her weight, though, so gotten punched in the tit a couple times when she like jumps up to try and give hugs and kisses. It's one of those, you are 65 pounds of Mack truck, can we not? She is just staring. Ah! He got up and left the room. He's like, nope. Nope. You are not stealing what is left of my Chewy. He had like a little nubbin left, and she's just sitting there trying to give him the saddest little sister eyes. They say little sister. She is technically the younger of the two, but she's like twice of him. She's twice his size. She's enormous. Which is funny as hell when they're in the backyard because she does this weird little bunny hop thing that I have been told by our friend that is, oh yeah, that's a pit thing. They're derpy and they think they're tiny little. Um, with Wilder, yes, absolutely. The two of them are thick as thieves, except when they're arguing over like cookies or daddy's attention. Um, she is still not allowed around the cats without supervision. She will probably never be. Um, and at the moment, we're taking a break from her being upstairs because she got mouthy with Mishka. And I genuinely can't tell if it's because, oh, hey, this is an old man cat, or, oh, hey, this is a cat, and I've had bad experiences with cats. She didn't get a hold of him, thank goodness. Um, but it was definitively problematic enough that it was like, oh, nope, she stays downstairs now, or if she's upstairs, she's in the crate. Well, she hates that because she whines because she wants to be out and with everyone. But now Clint's talking about when he comes up, bringing the baby gate that's currently around the Christmas tree and putting that around the couch so that he sits on the couch with her and Wilder, and she can't get anywhere near the cats. I don't know how that's gonna work because the cats jump up onto the back of the couch, but we shall see. funny, she kind of looks unsure and nervous around Cassie and Ivy. Um, and I can't tell if it's because they're both female. I can't tell if it's just because Mishka's an old man. I genuinely don't know. But it's one of those, we're going to err on the side of caution and just taking precautions and being safe. It's funny, you would think doing a casual sort of splotch of frosting or icing would be easy, but making it look like it was just sort of blobbed on there. Making it look casual is not casual. Okay, maybe a little blob on the forehead, and then we start doing, well, I do a blob on the forehead? Yeah, I think it would be cute. Eh. White is always one of those difficult colors when it comes to not having your freaking fingerprints in it. There we go. Maybe. I'm gonna have to smooth it out once I get it on the head, but that's okay. Why do just these like casual little splotches of frosting? Spends 20 minutes sculpting a tiny little blob of frosting. Oh my gosh. Icing, I guess, would technically be the correct term, right? Because gingerbread cookies have icing on them, not frosting. Frosting is want to say like frosting is lighter and fluffier and doesn't tend to hold specific shapes like lines and swirls and stuff. Oh, really? Huh. You could tell I've never made them. Was getting into the discussion of because at one point we were doing sugar cookies for the kids to decorate. Um, and there was a discussion amongst some of the adults that like, oh, well, do we want frosting or do we want icing? Because if the kids are going to take these cookies home instead of eating them immediately, the it should be icing so that it can firm up and they can get them home without them all like smudging and going kersplat. Okay, I like that. I actually really like that. Ha! Okay, so tonight at teen night is gonna be I think they've got some kind of outdoor backyard games planned like cornhole and whatnot. Um, and then we got the paper strips to do paper stars because the kids were asking about it. And it's like, oh, shoot, I know how to do those. Those are easy. So, got a thing of rainbow paper strips. Come on, I see you there. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. You don't want to cooperate? I'm just gonna. I love our animals. I love them so, 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 so very much. Oh my God, the hair. Especially when you're working with white clay and you're trying to keep it clean. Oh, this needs to be pristine white clay so it looks like frosting. Oh my God, see, this is what I mean. You weren't here for the start of the stream, but I wiped down my entire work surface specifically to avoid pet hair. And nope, nope, not gonna happen. I'm actually hoping this weekend there's a park next town over that is known for their, oh yeah, hair gets in absolutely everything. The joy of having pets. Um, but they do these holiday lights. Lots of different animals and giant lit up snowflakes and whatnot, and it's really pretty. And you can drive through it, like you can walk it, but you can also just stay in the car and stay toasty. So it's one of those. We should make a thermos of hot cocoa, put it into go cups, and drive through the holiday lights. We missed doing it last year and I was bummed. So No, we need to make it a point to do it this year. Well, it's funny because like when I'm working with ceramic clay, I don't care. It's one of those pet hair? Sure, bring it on. Because once it goes in the kiln, oof, over 2000 degrees tends to vaporize any dog hair, and it becomes not a problem. Polymer clay, on the other hand, does not get cooked at so high a temperature. And so consequently, especially when you're doing light colored clay, it's one of those, it's fun. I didn't want a nice, clean, finished look to my clay anyway. I'm fine with there being pet hair all through it. Lies, I'm totally not. When I am working with polymer clay, we sing the song of my people. Hello, pet hair, my old friend. You're in my fucking clay again. Oh. Can you stick to my finger and my work surface? There we go. To keep telling myself perfect symmetry is not necessary. You don't get that with gingerbread cookies in real life, so sitting here trying to lay out tiny little noodles of clay, I'm certainly not going to get perfect symmetry. And that's okay. So I gotta ask, is the Snowmageddon still there, or has it melted or turned to slush? Our weather's been so screwy here. Although we have gotten the cold snap that I don't know if it's gonna stick around for the rest of the season, but it definitely. Our state has realized that it is in fact winter and not fall anymore. So I don't know. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. I mean, you could send some my way. I wouldn't mind. We realized that floating at about 6 inches in some spots. The kid's not the only one that loves snow. Wilder absolutely adores it because he'll run out into it and just shove his face in it and bulldoze. And as I was talking to the family when we were getting flurries, we went, oh, we got her last year around November, but we really didn't get snow like at all last year. She's never really experienced snow, and certainly not deep snow. So that'll that'll be interesting if we get actual snow this year. Hmm. Where do we want to go with this? Oh, I could do a little, yeah, that'll work. Hmm. Ha! At least it's the light, fluffy snow. And you can do that. We tend to get the wet, heavy, frozen stuff if we get anything. Ha, there we go. Oh, I like that. That's cute. Get it centered though. Right? Little heart nose. I think that's cute as hell. But I need to get the bottom pinned down so that I can get my fingertips wet so that they don't stick to the clay. There we go. Okay. Yay! Little nose heart. Excuse me. Equal. Where'd it go? There it is. It's so hard to see tiny little dots of white clay against the glass because it's clear. I'm grateful for the plugs on these worms because there comes a point when you're doing detailing on the face that it's one of the few places left to hold on to, like to put your hands down, that's safe, that you're not gonna smush something. Hmm. There we go. Wasn't back far enough, and I was like, shoot, I don't actually have enough room to attach this and make the swirl the same on this side. I still might not, come to think of it. Well, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Bork, bork, bork. Willing to bet I know what that is. Dude, it's the neighbor. Our neighbors across the street and over one are doing some construction in their yard. They're doing a lot of construction in their yard. Okay. And my goodness. Buddies, what's the ish? That's not on there as well as I would like for it to be. Let's there we go. Hi. I said eyes. Hello. Hello. Mm, hello. I don't have anything. It's clay. No, no, we're not gonna put our paws up. See, it's clay. It's not tasty. It's not food. Come here, you got eye boogies. Blech, blech. There you go. All better. All better. No boogies. Oh! Hi. Hi. Hello. Down. Down. Oh my god, baby, you're heavy. Oof. Down. Down. I'm sorry. No. No. I'm sorry. You cannot go in my lap. You cannot. No. No. You are not a lap dog. You would like to be. But you are about 50 pounds too heavy for that. Oh. Hmm. What? What? So pitiful. I'm getting the I want to go outside and play some more wine. That's what I'm getting. Hey, Mom, this is boring. Want to go outside and chase squirrels. That's Ooh, hoo, hoo. It's actually going down the way I want it to. Holy crow. Hmm. Gotta get some swirlies on the ears. And then I think I might call this one done. Oof. Okay. I think I got those curls the way I want them. Oh, that was so close. I'd have cried if his face got smashed. Her face, their face. I don't know. Dang it. Come here. Okay. Mm. Yay! Yeah, I'm keeping my eye out. The kid, oh, I honestly am just kind of, it's funny because I've got that giant puppet and I'm finishing it up and it's going to be ready to ship out right around Christmas rush. And I'm seriously debating, like, hey, can we maybe mail it the week after Christmas? Just because a box that large with that expensive of a project in it, I'm terrified of trusting that to the Christmas rush. Do you know what I mean? Because if the commissioner waited this long and me to finally get it out and it to just go missing, I would be literally sick to my stomach. Hi, Sharky boy, nice to meet you. Or as much meeting as, happens online through chat. Hello, hope you are having a fabulous Friday. Just my smoother tool. Yeah, I'd like large items. I mean, I send a lot of stuff through the mail, especially fragile stuff, because sculpting is kind of my primary gig. And the thought of sending something large and fragile is just kind of not feeling good about it. Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, we are, gosh, finally approaching the final stages. I'm sewing the last of those scales on the back and that freaking hair. No, it's not. Okay, sorry. I'm working with polymer clay at the moment, and gosh bless them, we've got pets who like to shed, and despite me cleaning my work surface, the two dogs are currently in the room with me, so anytime they move, there's like little poof clouds in the air of dog hair that love to settle exactly where I'm sculpting. All right. I am running out of places to hold this. I think I'm going to call this one done. That reads as gingerbread bunny to me, so do like a tan colored body with like a nice white tip so it looks like it's been dipped in frosting. Here's your little bunny. Oh, okay. So that and the egg is done. Um, but yeah, finishing doing the scales on its back, and then I've got to attach the head to the body. I've got to sew the little, it's got like these little kind of face noodles um, that are going on its muzzle. And then the last thing is to sew the skin on the false arm. Yay! It's a ginger bun. um, it's definitely the biggest project I've taken on thus far, so it's exciting that it's so close to being done. It has definitely been uh a learning project. But it's been enjoyable, you know. I like trying new things. I like doing costumes and props and dolls and whatnot. And for a first time at a puppet, I think it's coming out fairly decent. So I told the commissioner, I was like, you're gonna have to do like arm curls for that wrist and that arm. It's not too bad. It's coming in at just over a pound and a half, I think, the last time I weighed it. Obviously, the body will add weight to that, but it's manageable. It's just large. It is definitely large. Hmm. Let me think. Got that one done and out of the way. I'm trying to decide. I've got 3 more bodies. I have an idea for one of them, but I'm looking at the time. I could at least get started on one of them. Do, 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 do. Indeed, it absolutely is. And I've been having completely a blast working on that project. Um, I would be lying if I said I wasn't already kind of plotting out the next one because working on this one has taught me a lot, so much actually. Um, but it's also given me ideas for, oh, this was fun. What am I going to do next time? Well, what if I do this? So just kind of along the whole building process has been oh, that works like that. Okay, well, wow, what if I did this? Or this might be kind of neat next time. And it's funny because rest in peace, Joanne Fabrics. Before they went down, uh, I was going to the store and kind of checking things out as the sales started to ramp up into something mildly reasonable. But I got two full sheets of EVA foam that are embossed with like oh, into a million pieces, I swear. Um, but I got two big sheets of this EVA foam that's embossed in like a dragon scale skin pattern. Really, really cool stuff. And so I'm already kind of going, well, okay, this puppet's almost done. I won't do a dragon next. So, finish one enormous project, take like 2 days to rest, immediately jump into the next one. I feel like that's artists and crafters of any kind, though. So, oh my God, this was so much work. Oh my gosh, never gonna do this again. 5 minutes later. I've got an idea for my next enormous complicated project. I think it'd be fun though. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Part of me kind of almost wants to make it not a hydra per se, but I kind of want to do a dragon with a tail mouth so that you would be able to puppet either end because I think that would be a lot of fun. Um, I will confess I'm not sure how it would work out in regards to the fake arm though, because for the fox puppet, I call it a fox. It's like a foxy forest spirit, according to the commissioner. But um, I'm building a fake arm for that, and it's going to be one that straps or is stitched onto her costume. Chimera dragon would be cool. Oh, so it's got like the snake tail and sort of a lion dragony face. That could be interesting. That could be really interesting. Um, but the arm is, it's got the thumb on the correct side. So it's one of those, I don't know how I could make it work super functionally while having that mock arm thing going. I know places like I think Universal and Disney, places like that, they've done the mock arm puppets, but I haven't seen anyone do a two-sided one. So it's kind of one of those, all right, well, I can make it. I can make the puppet. How do we get the false arm illusion to work? Yeah, but so the issue isn't so much doing the puppet itself. Oh, those are pretty. I'm gonna do a Christmas tree worm. So I think those look good. Um, an arm controls two opposing ends. I could see that working. This one, sadly, does not have blinky eyes because the head pattern that I was using, the placement didn't really work out for the hinge system. That's something that I absolutely want to try on the next one because I just feel like it adds a lot to the project. Makes it a little bit more, I say believable, it's dragon. Um, but adds a little bit more life to it when you can make them interact a little more. Yeah, I could see that. Well, if it's a dragon, if it's got wings, I could almost make like a half cloak that kind of drapes off of the dragon onto the puppeteer. So the hilarious part is I actually have a set of bike cables because I wanted to try making one of those puppets with you use a little bike cable and have the head move. And it has been sitting in my drawer of supplies that are for projects at some amorphous point in the future. You know, every good artist has that bin or oh my cripes, yes, absolutely. That was my absolute guilty pleasure at Joann's is, oh, okay, I need to go for, this specific color of polymer clay, or oh, hey, I need some more glue. And then you just kind of wander the aisles and go, ooh, this is on sale. Oh, this is so cool. I have a really neat idea for a project for this. And then, 5 foot tall set minky of colors that I might never use. Yes, yes. Oh, holy crap, guilty. Not minky, but faux fur, because when I was making more of these guys, it would be 100 or 150 of them for a convention. And so I was buying faux fur in, yard-long bolts, and then occasionally I would go to Joann's and, oh my gosh, Joann's actually has a really cool faux fur. Most of their stuff is kind of meh, but every once in a while they'd get like some really nice high quality stuff, and I would absolutely stock up because I mean, hey, how could you not? And as a result, I have an entire closet that's got those grid cubes, the wire grid cubes, and some wooden shelves, and some very large plastic bins where everything's just rolled up nice and neat and in stacks. And it's one of those, I'm using it bit by bit. But when you're buying full yards of fur, realistically, and you're using mostly, like the bulk of it was pieces like this, which are 6, 7 inches long and maybe 2 or 3 inches wide, takes a really long time to get through that much fabric. And that is not taking into consideration fleece that I bought when it was on sale or other random materials. It's unavoidable. I mean, if you are at all a crafty type of person, and forget it, if that's kind of your business, that's your job, you go to your regular stores that you like to poke around in and go, oh, hey, I mean, this is clearanced out, and I've got such a cool idea for a project, and I'll get to it eventually. And the hoarding of supplies just continues. I feel like that's everyone to a certain extent, though. Like my mom absolutely used to hoard Christmas decorations. We are still going through her stuff. She used to do one of those, the little Christmas mini villages in the front room on the, not entertainment center, but like the big wooden sort of dresser kind of thing in the front room. And the entire top of it used to be covered in that fake snow, cotton batting material, and then just tons and tons of those little ceramic villages and all the little people and the lights. I feel like everybody's got their thing. They've got their dragon hoard, their dragon treasure. They're like, yeah, I have a lot, but I don't have this one. Fabric is, I think, among the worst though, because the fact that you can fold it up and make it seem smaller, it gives you this illusion that, oh, I don't really have that much, until suddenly you have racks and bins and rolls. All right, Christmas tree dragon. You know what? I'm gonna tear off your nose for a second because I have an idea for you. I need a little extra clay to do it. Which tool do I want? I want this one. Do, 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 do. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do to finish him off. I am gonna need to do a little ribbon saddle with some fleece. But I've got these tiny little strings of little mini LED lights, like little fairy lights, and they have a tiny little battery pack with like a button battery. I think giving him, if I do a saddle that looks like a little tree skirt, then it can hide the battery pack and he can have a little light set. I think that would be super cute. There we go. I have a plan for you now. What are we gonna do for, you need horns. Absolutely. What have I got that I can give you for horns? Those are pretty, but they're huge. Let's see. Yes, they are. Perfect. Those are super sparkly and pretty. And they're the cuss clay, so I don't have to worry as much about them breaking. I love hollow glitter powder. It's so pretty. All right. Let's see. Your muzzle's uneven. So there we go. All right, so I'm gonna give you kind of little cheek tufts that look like evergreen boughs. I think that would be neat. Aw, I can hear the puppies next to me. Oh, puppy. Okay, brother's in the other room. Sister is currently flap down near my feet. She's starting to doze because she's starting to do that not quite snoring thing that dogs do, but pretty close to. Big ol' mush ball. All right, let's see. What's going to be the best way to... Horns first, definitely. Yeah, horns first, then eyes, then cheek fluff. Always a little bit interesting to figure out your order, because if I put the eyes in first and then the horns, they have this tendency to make the eyes kind of pop out. And that is unfortunate. Where is my liquid clay? Da, 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 da. Crumbs. There we go. Whew. See, occasionally my stuff's organized and I can find it easily. I don't like the placement there. Okay, there we go. Far enough back, yeah. Do. I have learned the hard way that if I don't use the Cosclay liquid when trying to set horns in, it's not flexible enough and it causes them to break right at the kind of spot where they connect. So fabulous. Symmetry is always such a struggle. Turn you upside down. Oh, you are definitely not. Okay. Da, 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 da. There we go. There we go. Okay, now eyeballs. Yeah, I know. Mother Nature almost never does anything perfectly symmetrical, but I look at it and like that's the first thing my eye goes to, and I go, ah, I got 'em lopsided. And then I'll just kind of stare and it'll bug the hell out of me. So I suppose there's something to be said for perfectly imperfect, right? Shows, if nothing else, that a human made it and not a bot or an algorithm. No AI here, folks. I have to say, though, I do like the upside down trick that helps. Where you like flip the artwork or whatever you're working on upside down and it for whatever reason, it does something to your brain so that your brain just looks at it as shapes and symmetry instead of, oh, hey, this is a dragon head. And it, for whatever reason, makes it easier to spot the when you've got something that's a little off or a little asymmetrical or not evenly sized. I knew it was a thing with 2D artwork, but turns out it works with sculpture too, which is nice. Oh, it totally looks like Christmas balls. That's perfect. All right. So now, I'm gonna cut your mouth now, because if I wait until after I do your cheeks, it's gonna be harder, because then I'm gonna have more stuff to work around. Oh gosh, I think I need to turn off the space heater. I can never tell how a clay is going to react because there doesn't seem to be any consistency with the colors. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's red. But for whatever reason, this green clay is very warm and very conditioned, which is great. It does make it a little bit more difficult to handle. My hands are getting too warm. Usually not a problem in the winter. Okay. Mouth. Oh, I gotta get my teeth out. You know what? I'll do the teeth after. That's easy enough to do with tweezers. So, we've given you a cute little underbite. Yeah, it's nice. And I mixed it most of the way through, but there's some spots where there's just little kind of streaks of the lighter green coming through. So I like that. It's funny because when you've got the clay that's a little softer, it definitely becomes tricky to handle. I hit that phase where I'm trying not to smush any shaping that I've already done. Mm, 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 mm. I may end up getting his basic head shape done and then have to put him to the side for a little bit and let the clay cool off. Because I really don't want to smush him. All right, got a cute little snoot. Fun eyes that sort of color shift. I think I might actually, I'll do that last. I think I'm gonna give him a red tongue of the cosplay, but fork the end of it so it looks like a gift ribbon. That'll be fun. Oh, shoot, if I'm giving him his little cheek things, oof, do I want to make those with cosplay too? Because otherwise they might break easily. Well, no, you know what? If I do them short and stubby, I think we'll be okay. But closer to the head, more like tufts of fur. I feel like I should have an ice bucket to stick my hands in. My fingers are too toasty. Um, uh, it's funny, I love sculpting complicated fantasy critters, but it definitely becomes a thing where I go, you know, it would be so useful to have telekinesis and just be able to like mentally lift it up. And you can still sculpt, but you don't have to worry about putting your hands anywhere where you're going to smush what you've already sculpted. So you get to a point where I kind of run out of places to put my hand. He looks a little like a Martian right now. It's all right. I think we'll start skewing Christmas tree once I start getting little ornaments on it. Oh, I could feel my finger leaving fingerprints on the top of his head. I don't want to do that. Oh, do you use it for whatchamacallit, drawing out the pattern shapes? I have this tiny, tiny little nub of Taylor's chalk left that I am hoarding. Oh, it's just this tiny little like crumb of it, and whenever I'm working on dark fabrics, yeah, it's one of those. All right, well, I gotta make this last. I used to do the metallic Sharpies, but I found they didn't dry fast enough, and yeah, I'd end up smudging it onto my fingers and then getting it onto the fur or the fabric. Yo, hey dragon. What you doing, my girl? Calico was just saying that they got a crap ton of snow too. You gonna send any of that my way? I have a big lump of dog here who would love to discover the joys of shoving her face in the snow. All right, I just saw a dog hair. Come on, where'd you go? There you are. Eh. That's part of the problem. Working, I think if I were one media artist or another, it wouldn't be so bad. But working with polymer clay and fabrics, especially faux fur, oh, pardon my language, but it's a motherfucker. Like the two do not go together well, at least not when you're working with raw clay. The thin points have been a blessing for marking the Mickey backing. Oh, huh. Yeah, that I could definitely see that being the case. My hands are too warm. Cleaned off pawn camera. Oh, are you down to like how cold is it by you now? How are the turtles? Are they snoozing for the winter? I presume at this point with snow and everything, they've definitely gone into their kind of winter hibernation, brumination, rumination. Torpor, thank you. Rumination is snakes and reptiles, I think. I don't know. They're winter sleepy sleepies. Meanwhile, my ass snake has not gotten the memo. We did a feeding yesterday and he was just like, oh boy, nom 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 nom. Like, shouldn't you be kind of chilling out for the season? No, Mom, why would I have a nice heated tank? Ugh. Wait, did you bring both of them with you? No, never mind. Of course you would have, because you just are able to drive. Driving and being local definitely makes it easier to bring your tools with you. Did the snow mess with the mesh or the netting around the pond at all? Or did it hold up okay? You are a mushy little friend. Shoot. I go stick my hands in the freezer. Not me wiping my hands with a wet wipe trying to cool down my body temp. Have fun, Calico. Get some good pizza. Be safe this weekend. All right. I think in all honesty, I'm gonna end up texturing his little cheek fluffles. And then I may actually legit just stick him in the fridge for a bit to cool off because he is rapidly approaching the point where I'm gonna do more damage to him trying to decorate and do the detailing. Oh, why did I toss that bit of green? I could give him eyebrows. Come back. Where did you go, little piece of clay? There you are. Yes. As long as I'm giving you cheek fluffs, I need to give you shaggy pine eyebrows. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's a pain in the ass. Would it be worth building not another gazebo, but like a wooden frame around the edges to hold the netting up, or would that not do it? just a basic frame, something to give it a little more oomph and stability under so that when you get snow. Hey kid, I'm almost done. I'll be up in a bit. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's fair. Oh no, now he's starting to look grumpy. Yeah, it's entirely possible. I mean, you guys get way more snow and heavy snow and ice than us, so at least at that point you've got something that's built to take that sort of load. Mm, 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 mm. You look like a grumpy Grinch dragon. Hopefully you will be more cheerful once you have your ornaments and your. Oh, you definitely look grumpy. I gave you grumpy eyebrows. I'm sorry, my friend. I mean, to be fair, um, it feels like snow came fast for everyone this year. We haven't gotten anything yet, but I know our cold snap was very sudden. And I'm hearing that from other places too, so I'm sure that doesn't help. You know, when you're thinking you've got a couple of weeks or a month left before the snow really starts to come, and then all of a sudden just boom. Not unless they break out a saw. And I don't think your local raccoons or coyotes are at the tool using stage yet of evolution. So yeah, fish are probably safe. Oop, no, there we go. Yeah, you're definitely starting to look like a Grinch. Woof. I had heard rumbles that it was going to be a cold one this year. I'm very curious if we're actually going to get any of it because the past few winters have been cold but wet more than anything, like slush and frozen rain and ice. I would love to see a proper snow again. I'm trying to think if the kid has ever had a white Christmas. I think the closest we've ever gotten was we had a dusting of snow the day after Christmas or the day before, but we've never had snow on Christmas since they were born, and we've never had like fresh snow on the ground. Would be nice to get one of those New England Christmas card kind of winters where things got to be pretty for the holidays instead of, oh yeah, we got snow, in March. It's been hitting later and later for the past couple of years, though. We get very little in December, January, and then suddenly, when it's supposed to be the start of spring, if we're going to get anything. Oh no! Lizard had frozen toes. Man, I'll tell you, that's the one thing I miss from when my parents had a hot tub way back in the day. Best way to warm up your feet this time of year. I used to love when I'd come home from dance class. I took a bunch of different types of dance, tap, ballet, jazz. But for a couple of years, I decided I wanted to try toe. I wanted to try point. And man, I would get home, and the first thing you would do would be to limp over to the hot tub and be like, feet are going in. Oof. Knowing you and your feelings of being cold, I imagine that's something you're probably grateful for this year. Almost there, almost there. Yeah, he's looking even more like a Grinch now because of this shaggy. It's okay, trust the process. It'll be fine once we get some ornaments on him. He will read as Christmas tree, or he'll read as Grinch, whatever. I guess six of one, half a dozen of the other if we're going with holiday stuff. Grinch is an acceptable vibe. Oof. I can feel the clay trying to just sort of melt under my hands as I hold him. Ooh. Yeah, I don't mind the cold anywhere near as much as you do, and I would not have wanted to do a polar plunge. All right, well, we have a fun, grumpy looking little dragon. I can probably get his teeth in before I put him in the fridge. Speaking of polar plunge. Yeah, you definitely going in the fridge, my friend. Why are you so mushy? Like, I'm grateful that the clay isn't super dry and crumbly and obnoxious to work with, because it means less work having to not have to condition it just to sculpt with it. But this little guy definitely went completely all in on the opposite direction. I feel like if I try and do much more with him before cooling him off, or cooling off my hands, it's going to be like sculpting with chewing gum. All right. There. Do I have? No, of course I don't have an X-Acto up here. Why would I have an X-Acto? That would make something like sense. Gosh, fork tongue, now you're even gonna look more like Krampus. I'm sorry, little Christmas tree friend. No, I actually have a Krampus worm already, and this is supposed to be Christmas tree worm. So like the pine boughs and the sparkly horns and the eyes that look like Christmas balls. He's gonna have more Christmas balls and ornaments on him, but genuinely, I need to give him time to cool off because this green is just, it's not like warm used chewing gum yet, but I can feel that it wants to get there. I don't particularly want to wreck what I've sculpted so far. All right, so there we go. It looks he really is looking a little grumpy and demonic. It's supposed to look like a ribbon. You know, sometimes the best laid plans. It's all right. He is exactly as he wants to be, and I will respect his choices. He wants to be a grumpy little man. He can be a grumpy little man. I'm not about to shame Krampus Tree for wanting to be Krampus Tree. Gosh, when I think back to the days when I was trying to sculpt teeth with raw clay and figure out how to get them set. Oh my God, no, why? Oh, yeah, it'll be real interesting because Hope hasn't had any experience with any real quantity of snow. So if we do get a decent snow this year, I think the most we got last year were flurries after he brought her home. So she's never gotten to romp around in it like Wilder has. All right. Okay. I don't hate this. He's cute and he's got a lot of personality. He may not be going exactly as I planned, but I think once he cools off and I add his ornaments and whatnot, he's going to be cute either way. Meh. And his tongue is cosplay, so it'll be wiggly. So that'll be fun. Oof. And I'm feeling the clay like sag as I hold him. Here we go. All right, friends. What the heck time is it? Oh, it's 2 o'clock. Yeah. I need to bounce. I need to shower. I need to make sure the kid showers. We need to go out to the store and grab an extra string of lights because of the ones Hope ate last year. Um, and I need to prep for teen night tonight with the kiddos. So, oh, it may be a thing where if you have like an unused bin, like a plastic bin, put a little snow in there so she can kind of examine it on her own terms. We did that with ours, and they were very curious. They were like, "Oh, what's this? It's in the house. Oh, but it's wet and it's cold." And they still weren't certain, but I think having it in a familiar area and having it be a slightly more controlled amount made it less scary. Oh, let's move the clay. Oh, yeah, all right. We got a gingerbread bunny and we got most of, at least the base of our holiday tree dragon. So I'm gonna call it a win. Got some progress. I'll do the other ones tonight and assemble everybody, and they will be ready for posting tomorrow in the Square store. Woohoo! I gotta finish up those ornaments too. So, yay! All my love. I hope everyone has an amazing weekend, And I will be back next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel. Stay warm, stay safe this weekend, especially if you are in an area that's getting some cold, messy weather. And I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for coming to hang out. Bye.